We all good to go. It begins.
Hello everybody, it's Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards season is officially here. Leading up to our live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th. Welcome to our 2025 Global Nomination Announcement Special. Every year we come together as a community to celebrate and of course debate the absolute best in video games. And of course also get a look at what's next from our industry's most talented creators. This year there have been so many incredible games created and updated, but only a handful have the honor of being selected as nominees for the Game Awards by our global voting jury. Who's in the running? Well, you're about to find out as we reveal this year's nominees across all the categories. And you can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com. All right, should we do it? Here's the first category. For Best Performance, the nominees are Ben Starr for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei, Jennifer English for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. For Best Mobile Game, the nominees are Destiny Rising, Persona 5 The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Masume,
Not
Pretty Derby,
really interested in most of
Wuthering
these
Waves.
categories, but
This year's nominees for Best Art Direction are
let's see.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death
That's
Stranding
fair.
2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2,
Art
and
direction.
Hollow
Art
Knight
direction is
Silk
a
Song. For
hectic
Best Score and Music, leveled up by Spotify,
category this
the
year.
nominees are Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silk Song,
Hey,
Darren
Siddharth, thanks
Korb
for tuning in.
Hades 2, Lorian Testar for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Toma Otoa for Ghost of Yotei, and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. The Best Audio Design nominees are Battlefield 6, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F.
I think
Best Adaptation was added
and
to the
even
Game
for
Awards in
audio, it's an
2022
intense
to
category because there's a
recognize
few
an outstanding show, movie, or other creative work inspired by
games that
and
have
based on an
very, very
established video
outstanding
game world.
audio.
Here are this year's nominees for Best Adaptation. A Minecraft Movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. For Best Narrative, the outstanding nominees are Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the
So
Beach,
there's a lot of
Ghost
nominations
Yotei,
for the same
Kingdom
things.
Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
I think
Best
Expedition
community
33 is
support
going to sweep
celebrates
the
game
board.
developers who
Just
continually
because
and
of the
transparently engage, support, and respond to their players. This year's
it had when it
nominees
came out.
are Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite,
But we
Helldivers
yet
2,
to see.
and No Man's Sky. Your nominees for Games for Impact are Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop. In the category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6,
Pretty sure Arc
Elden
Raiders
Ring
or
Night Raid,
Battlefield 6
Peak,
would get it.
and Split Fiction. Best Independent Game celebrates games with a high
I don't
degree of
think
risk
Split Fiction will
tolerance,
get Best
produced
Multiplayer because it's
outside the
technically a
traditional
co-op
publisher
game,
system.
just two people.
Those nominees are Absolem, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight
The fact that
Silksong.
Expedition 33 is an
Best
indie
debut
game
indie
is still
game
wild
recognizes
to
a
me.
development team that hasn't
That
won
a
a Game
small
Award
team could
before.
do something
In
like
fact,
that.
These teams published their first game this year. The nominees are Blueprints, Clair Obscur
I mean,
Expedition
every
33,
category that
Despelote,
Expedition 33 is in is gonna win.
Dispatch,
Oh
and
wait, Dispatch is also not a
For
bad
Best VR
pick,
AR
if I'm
game,
being
the
honest.
nominees are
I think
Alien
Dispatch
Rogue
was phenomenal,
Incursion,
if I'm
Arcane
being
Age, Ghost Town,
completely
Marvel's Deadpool
honest.
VR, and The Midnight Walk. For Content Creator of the Year, the nominees are Pedro, Kai Sanat, Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut.
Not too worried about this
Part of the
category,
Game
obviously.
Awards is looking forward to what's next, and don't worry, we'll have lots of games to announce for you on December 11th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees based on
I mean,
currently
you
announced
can't
titles.
not say Grand Theft Auto 6.
007 First Light,
Why would it not
Grand
be?
Theft Auto
Yeah,
6,
I already.
Marvel's Wolverine,
I'm predicting a lot
Resident
more money
Evil
on GTA 6, so
Requiem,
we need most
and
anticipated.
The Witcher 4.
Oh wait,
Best action
The Witcher
adventure
4
game
is
nominees
for next
are
year.
Death Stranding 2
That
On
doesn't
the
make
Beach,
sense.
Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and
I
the
think
Great
Ghost of
Circle,
Yote
and
deserves this
Split
one.
Fiction.
Definitely
For
deserves.
best role-playing game, the jury selected
Oh, this Kingdom
Avowed,
Come.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come
No, but then
Deliverance
again,
2,
if
Monster Hunter
you can't
Wilds,
have.
and The Outer Worlds
Ah, this
2.
is tricky.
In the category of best fighting game, the
Because
nominees
you can't
are
have Kingdom Come
2XKO,
Deliverance win as a RPG
Capcom
and
Fighting
then
Collection 2,
have
Fatal
Expedition
Fury,
33
City
win
of the Wolves,
altogether. So it'll
Mortal
probably be
Kombat Legacy Collection,
Expedition 33
and
again.
Virtua Fighter 5 Revo
Hi Bianca,
World
thanks for
Stage.
tuning in.
The
Appreciate
nominees for
you.
best action game are Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi: Art
I would
of
say
Vengeance.
Doom for best action
Innovation
game,
and
but it'll be my
accessibility
personal pick.
celebrates games that are making our industry available
Because
and
all the other
enjoyable
games
to
I either
more
didn't
people.
play or it didn't excite
Nominees
me
for
as much to
innovation
want
and
to play it.
accessibility are Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom: The Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of
FIFA got a
Midnight.
nomination.
Next
FIFA,
up,
are we
Best
serious
Family
right
Game.
now?
The nominees are Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers,
It'd probably be
Mario
Donkey Kong.
Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. The best sim strategy
I personally
game
enjoy Split
nominees
Fiction
are
a lot,
The
but
Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics,
Okay, I'm
Evil's
not
Chronicles,
too interested in this
Jurassic
category.
World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. These games are nominated for Best Sports Racing Game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
I think it could
Now
be
the
Sonic
nominees in
game
our three
as well.
esports categories.
Or Mario
Starting
Kart
with
probably.
Best esports game. The nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends.
Did you place your
Mobile
votes? I don't
Legends
think the
Bang
voting
Bang,
is open yet. It
and
should be after
Valorant.
this.
The nominees for Best Esports
Then you can
Athlete
start
are
putting in your votes
Rock,
towards
Shogi,
obviously the games that you
Forsaken,
think.
Kakarot,
But
Mena RD,
it's a
and
small
Xyloon.
portion of the
And
votes
for Best
that goes
Esports
to
Team,
players,
our
and it
special
most
esports
of the time
committee
is not
nominated these
impactful
teams.
at all.
Gen G,
Because I think
League
it's
of
10% of
Legends,
the
NRG, Valorant,
votes
Team Falcons, Dota 2,
come from players.
Team Liquid PH,
The
Mobile
rest
Legends Bang Bang,
come from,
and Team
I'm sure the,
Vitality, Counter-Strike
how would you
2.
say it, the people who judge.
Okay, we're almost done, but there are still two very important categories to go. First, Best Game Direction recognizes outstanding creative vision
See,
and innovation.
the thing is
direction
that
and design. The nominees
it's gonna be
are
Expedition 33
Claire
again.
Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. And now it's the big one. GOTY, Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience to players across all creative and technical fields. For this year's awards, our global TGA jury has selected the following 6 games as the nominees for Game of the Year. Claire Obscure, Expedition
that's obvious.
33 from Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach from Kojima
Okay,
Productions.
understandable.
Donkey Kong Bonanza from Nintendo.
That's fair as well.
Hades 2 from
Hades
Supergiant
2,
Games.
okay.
Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 from Warhorse Studios. There you have it, your nominees for Game
I
of
can
the
put
Year.
my money on
Now
it
that
now
those
if
are
I was a
official,
betting
you can
person and
anticipate Lauren Bell from
give
the
it
Game
to
Awards
Expedition
Orchestra
33 based on
playing
the
their
lineup
themes as
and
part of our
everything around
musical
it.
salute to the nominees live on December 11th. But before
It's all the
that, we
indie
need
games
your
that
help
kind
to
of
decide
rock the
which
show this
nominees
time
become the
around.
winners.
You look
Make
at
sure to head to
Hades, you look at Expedition
GameAwards.com to
33,
cast
you're
your
looking
ballot.
at
And new this
even
year,
something like
download your
Silksong
vote cards. You can share
to
your
be
picks on
nominated.
social
It's
media.
such a
There is
small
still
game
one more
in terms
category
of
where the nominees have yet to be revealed.
what it is. It's a simple
Player's
game.
Voice,
It's a
where
Metroidvania,
fans
right? But
100%
the
select
impact that
winner
it
from
has
30
from the time that
We'll
it's come
announce
out
those
has been
nominees
insane.
on Monday, December 1st, so set a reminder on the website if you want to be alerted. The winners in all categories will be revealed live during TGA when it streams globally on Thursday, December 11th, starting with opening act at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. GMT at thegameawards.com and live across every major video and
I'll probably
social
also be
platform out
streaming
there.
the
Thanks for
actual
watching.
awards,
I hope
but
to see you live on Thursday,
locally it's
December
like 2 a.m. for
11th
me, so I have
celebrate
to
the
see how I'm
best
gonna do
and
that.
see
But
what's next
yeah,
in video
definitely excited for it because this year has been so competitive. It's the only time I think it was this competitive was when it was I think 2018 when you had Spider-Man, Red Dead, and God of War 2018 come out. So yeah, guess that's all for this awards nomination show. I think if we're looking at the games as a whole, it's very good to have this competition because as much as maybe if you liked a game such as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or you liked, for example, Ghost of Yotei, you're not gonna be too pleased then with Expedition 33 winning Game of the Year, but you have to remember that it still comes down to preference and taste in games overall. So if you don't like Expedition 33 and you like Ghost of Yotei, then that's for you, that's maybe your Game of the Year, and that's 100% understandable because it's to each their own, right? So for me personally, I'm not a big fan of turn-based combat in general. I just don't like it. I don't find it as fun. But I do respect Expedition 33 for its story and everything else that it has within it. That's gonna make it probably hit Game of the Year and sweep all the categories that it's in. I don't, because with the music, the art direction, the overall direction, the narration, and it's just a lot, you know. So yeah, definitely cool. Let's just hop it back a bit. Rewind it.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Keighley, and the Game Awards
Because I think he went a
season
bit
is
too fast
officially
over some of the
here,
categories.
leading up to our live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th.
So we're going to look at the earlier categories
to our
again.
live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th. Welcome to our 2025 Global Nomination Announcement Special. Every year, we come together as a community to celebrate and, of course, debate the
Also
absolute
respect the
best in
price
video
point that they
games.
set it at.
And
Yeah,
of course,
it's an
also get a
indie
look
game at the end of the
what's
day, you know,
next
which
from
is
our industry's most talented
amazing.
creators.
I heard
This
that one
year,
of
there
the
have been
background
so
songs were
many
really popular.
incredible
Yeah,
games created
it was
and updated,
extremely.
but only a
So for me,
handful
I
had the
played
honor of being selected as nominees for the Game Awards
this
by
year.
our
What
global
have I
voting
played?
jury. Who's in the running?
Silk
Well,
Song,
you're about to find out.
Kingdom
We
Come
reveal this
Deliverance
year's
2,
nominees across all the
Split
categories,
Fiction,
and
Ghost
you
of
can help select
Yotei,
the winners by voting at thegameawards.com. All right,
Expedition
should we do it?
33.
Here's the first category.
Yeah, so those were the games that I played. I enjoyed every single one.
For Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Charlie Cox for Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Charlie Cox.
Erica.
Okay, how could I not, like, how can you not basically vote for Charlie Cox in this? I mean, I'm gonna vote for him definitely because thinking about Daredevil winning or Matt Murdock winning a Game Award is insane. Plus, I'm pretty sure that his performance as Gustav was exceptional as well, from what I've heard and seen.
Ishii for Ghost of Yotei. Jennifer English for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F. And Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers
I think
2,
I'd say
Marvel
Helldivers or
and
Marvel Rivals.
No Man's Sky.
Those
For
two.
Best Mobile
I'm tired of
Game,
No Man's Sky
nominees
winning
are
awards now.
Destiny
It's
Rising,
to
Persona
stop.
5 The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Masume Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves.
Okay, so mobile games I'm not in the mix. The only mobile game I play is COD Mobile. Maybe a bit of Clash here and there.
Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2.
So
On the
all
Beach,
these games, art
Ghost of
direction,
Yotei,
it's so difficult to judge and
Hollow Knight
place
Silk Song. For best
a
score
vote on one of them
leveled up by
because all are
Spotify.
amazing.
The nominees are
All are unique
Christopher
as well.
Larkin for Hollow Knight Silk
Even
Song,
with Silk
Darren
Song.
Korb for Hades 2.
Okay, Hades 2 I haven't played
for
yet,
Claire
but
Obscure Expedition 33.
for all
Toma
of this
Otoa for
music
Ghost
that
of
they're
Yotei,
showing now,
and Woodkid and Ludwig Forssell
it's
for Death
every song
Stranding
has
2
its
on the
own
Beach.
unique flair to it.
The best
It's
audio
completely
design
different, yet
nominees
it's
are
all
Battlefield
amazing.
6, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, and Silent Hill F. Best adaptation was added to the
Shout
Game
out
Awards
a
in
Coward Gamers.
2022
Thanks
to
for
recognize
tuning in.
an
Appreciate you,
outstanding
man.
show, movie, or other creative work inspired by and based on an established video game world. Here are this year's nominees for Best Adaptation. A Minecraft movie.
For adaptations, I didn't watch much this year, but last year was heavily competitive with Fallout and what was it? Fallout and Arcane.
Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom
Yeah,
Come
even with us, the
Deliverance
narratives,
2,
like
and
it's such
Silent
different
Hill
narratives,
F.
but all are
Best
amazing.
community support celebrates game
No, I can't even
developers
pick in that
who
category. I'm not
continually
sure what to
and
pick.
transparently
I won't know
engage,
at all.
support, and respond to their players. This year's nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2.
I think
and No
Helldivers
Man's
2
Sky.
and No
Your
Man's Sky
nominees
and
for
Baldur's
Games
Gate, I've
for
heard
Impact
things
are
about the devs being good in terms of their
Despalote,
feedback and support.
Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop. In the category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak, and
I still
Split
think
Fiction.
it'll be the top two,
Best
Battlefield 6
independent
and
game
Arc Raiders,
celebrates
definitely
games
on
with a
those
high
two.
degree of risk
Because those are
tolerance,
taking over
produced
by
outside
storm.
the traditional publisher system. Those nominees are Absolem, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition
I've also heard some
33,
good things about that
Hades
game
2,
called
and
Blueprints as well. I
Hollow
haven't
Knight
played it
Silksong.
myself, but I've heard extremely
Best debut indie
good
game
reviews and
recognizes
feedback.
a development team that hasn't won a game award before. In fact, these teams published their first game this year. The nominees are Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition
And imagine this is the
33,
studio's first game with
Despalote,
Expedition 33 and it's gonna sweep it
and
out.
Megabonk. For Best VR
That's-
AR game, the nominees are Alien Rogue Incursion, Ark and Age.
Okay, so
Ghost
VR,
Tech,
I'm not tuned into
Marvel's
VR, so
Deadpool
I can't
VR,
give
and The
any
Midnight
opinion on
Walk.
this.
For Content Creator of the Year, the nominees are Pedro, Kai Sanat, Moist Critical.
In terms of what I
Sakura
watched, I think
Miko,
it's only be
and
Kai Sanat
The
and
Burnt Peanut.
Moist Critical.
Part of the Game Awards is
I don't
looking
watch
forward
much
to
of
what's
Twitch
next,
and stuff,
don't
so
worry, we'll have lots
yeah.
of games to announce for you on December 11th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees based on currently announced titles. 007 First Light, Grand Theft
I am
Auto
excited
6,
for all of these
Marvel's
games.
Wolverine,
Next year is
Resident
gonna be
Evil
just as good as
Requiem,
this year, if
and
not better.
The Witcher 4.
I mean, look,
The
there's
best
not a
action
single
adventure
game that you can say
nominees
is
are Death Stranding
not gonna
2
be good.
On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana
Yeah, so for straight up
Jones
action
and the
adventure,
Great
I'd still
Circle,
say
and
it will be
Split
maybe
Fiction.
Silksong
For
or
best
Ghost of
role-playing
Yote.
game, the jury selected
Megabomb
Avowed,
maybe to be
Claire
nominated, that's
Obscure
cool. Yeah,
Expedition
definitely is
33,
cool.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds.
So
and
my favorite
The Outer
RPG
Worlds
is,
2.
having played Outer
In the
Worlds
category
2
of best fighting
as well,
game, the nominees are
it's Kingdom Come Deliverance just
2XKO,
because that
Capcom
feels like
Fighting
you,
Collection 2,
that's the most realistic
Fatal
RPG
Fury, City of
experience
the
you can get.
Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5.
Okay, so fighting games, I'm not
Revo
cute into
World
fighting
Stage.
games unfortunately,
The
so I'm
nominees
not
for
too
Best
sure
Action
what to
Game
say.
are Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades
Yeah, so for
2,
this one I did say,
Ninja Gaiden
since I
4,
played Doom,
and Shinobi
and it was the only one that
Art
kind of
Vengeance.
made me feel that action
Innovation
and the
and
high-paced
accessibility
action
celebrates
as well.
games that are
That would
making
be
our
my pick
industry
for that.
available and enjoyable to more people. The nominees for innovation and accessibility are Assassin's Creed Shadows,
This I'm not too sure because I've not
Doom: The
dealt
Dark
with
Ages,
any
EA Sports
accessibility settings in the first
FC26,
place. The only thing I
and
really
South
touch
of
is
Midnight.
motion blur. Always
Next
turn that
up,
off.
Best
Hate motion
Family
blur.
Game.
The passion.
Nominees are Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego
This is
Party,
also quite
Lego
hard
Voyagers, Mario Kart
because there's
World,
also a lot of good
Sonic
family
Racing
games that came out. The
Crossroads,
only one that I
and
played though
Split
is
Fiction.
Split Fiction, and I really
The
enjoyed
best
that.
Sim strategy
Played it
game
with a friend of
nominees
mine.
are The Alters, Final
Sim and
Fantasy
strategy,
Tactics, Evil's
unfortunately,
Chronicles,
it's not my
Jurassic
type of game.
World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. These games are nominated for Best Sports Racing Game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Now the nominees.
I
in
think
our
the
three
best sounding
esports
one out of those
categories,
is the Sonic
starting with
Racing, based on what I've seen,
Best
trailers, gameplay,
esports
everything.
game. The nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant.
Mobile Legends
The
Bang
nominees
Bang, I
for
think
Best
is like a
Esports
mobile
Athlete
version
are
of League of Legends.
Brock, Chovy, Forsaken, Kakaru, Mena RD, and Zywoo. And for best esports team, our special esports
Yeah, I'm
committee
not keyed
nominated
into
these
much
teams:
esports, unfortunately, as
Gen
well.
G League of Legends,
So
NRG
this is not my
Valorant,
thing.
Team Falcons Dota 2, Team Liquid PH Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Team Vitality Counter-Strike 2. Okay, we're almost done, but there are still two very important categories to go. First, Best Game Direction recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. The nominees are Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
It'll be,
Death Stranding 2
I'm sure
on the
that it'll
Beach,
be Claire
Ghost of
Obscure.
Yotei,
Because
Hades
any
2,
category that
and
it belongs
Split
to,
Fiction.
if it's going to be Game of the Year, it has
Now it's
to,
the big one.
it's most likely
Cody,
going to win the
Game
category.
of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience to players across all creative and technical fields. For this year's awards, our global TGA jury has selected the following 6 games as the nominees.
We're gonna look at it
for
again.
Game of the Year. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions. Donkey Kong Bonanza from Nintendo.
I think all of these are 90 plus rated
Hades
games as
2
well.
from Super
I don't think there's a
Games,
single 80
Hollow Knight
something rated
Silksong
game.
from Team Cherry, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I think
from
Kingdom Come is a
Warhorse
very high
Studios.
80 rated
There
on
you have
Metacritic,
it, your
but
nominees
not a
for
90.
Game of the Year. And now that those are official, you can anticipate Lauren Balfe and the Game Awards Orchestra playing their themes as part of our
Let's see, what is live? Nothing. So, yeah, I think that all in all, the game awards was extremely competitive this year. There's obviously some games that wouldn't be nominated, unfortunately, because there is just too many good ones. It's not that they didn't deserve a nomination. Everyone deserves a nomination, but they have to kind of fight for their place. So that's a bit, I wouldn't say it's unfair, but it's hectic because they can only select a limited number anyway, right? So if we're talking about just straight up hype and reviews and ratings, those were obviously was it six best? And yeah, we're gonna have to accept it. But like I said, it's all about perspective, right? And personal preference. So if you're gonna be enjoying Ghost of Yotei and that's your game of the year, or Split Fiction is your game of the year, then that's by all means, that's your opinion. And you're entitled to believe and say whatever you want. For me, myself, like I said, I understand Expedition 33, but because it's just not my type of game, I couldn't give it much time a day, but maybe I will probably do a playthrough, maybe have a 100% playthrough on it eventually in the future. But for now, I think they did an extremely good job with getting nominated. And especially for all the categories that they nominated for. So yeah. I'm curious to hear what's your guys' opinions on it. I think Expedition 33 deserved to get all those nominations. Yeah, definitely. It deserved it 100%. And even for all the categories, you have to think about it like this, right? Is that if it's so good, especially in the gameplay categories, forget about art direction and music because it could still lose there. But if you're thinking about how how would you say it? Think about best RPG, right? Expedition 33 is an RPG. So if that's not winning for best RPG, then that doesn't make sense if it wins Game of the Year. So a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I felt was my favorite RPG of the year, that one is gonna lose its nomination. Through Mourinho, you didn't complete your message in the chat, but thanks for tuning in anyway. Yeah, so it has to Expedition 33 has to win all the game categories. Direction, it has to win. It has to kind of win. Okay, yeah, I think it would win for direction because it's a small company. It's not like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 where it's a big company. War Studio is big. They had releases before. They had Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. So if you think about it like that, then yeah, it has to sweep all those categories. But thankfully, because it's an RPG, some other games will get some spotlight, like for best action game and best action adventure game. It won't fall under those categories at all because it's going under the RPG category. So it's gonna win there probably. And yeah, it opens up a space for people to win the action adventure and action category. Arc Raiders wasn't in the game of the year category, I'm assuming, because it came out a bit too late in the year. I think that, and also because it's a multiplayer game, it doesn't have the same emphasis on being so much as a contender for game of the year, because you have to look at every aspect of a game to be looking at game of the year, unfortunately. So something like Arc Raiders, if you like it, then and if it's your game of the year, that's all good and fine. But it came out late, and then also multiplayer games, they can't really compete with the experiences, because at the end of the day, games are an art form. It's a media. It's just as you would watch a movie or read a book. It's its own category next to those things, alongside those things. So yeah, definitely has a lot to do with it being a premium single player experience type of thing, with the story and narration behind it, not just a shooter, for example, because those things, they don't necessarily have depth to them. That's why I don't think multiplayer nominations happen as much anymore. Also, for video game adaptations, I'm pretty sure Fallout would have won it, but Fallout Season 2 is only coming out a month from now, and that's after the Game Awards altogether, so there's no way it can win, but it would have definitely won it had it come out sooner. And I think if you're looking at um, the sheer volume of good games coming out next year, then it's gonna be just as bad as this year. But we already know that GTA 6 is probably gonna sweep a lot of those awards, like whether you like it or not, right? Because I'm excited for Wolverine. Um, I didn't think, okay, but Witcher 4 still might not come out next year, but that's another game I'm extremely excited for. Maybe even more so than GTA 6. Witcher 4, because Witcher 3 is one of my all-time favorite games, one of the all-time greats. Um, yeah, so a lot more to come. What were the previous game of the years that you thought was well deserved? Um, when did I start paying more attention to it? Like, let me pull up something here. Give me a second. Mm, Let's get up the list of the Game of the Year award tracker. Okay, I think I got it up. Yeah, this is the definitive list. So when I started gaming properly, like where I was able to like understand what I'm playing, so I was born in 2000. So I'd say it's at the age of like 6 or no, not 6. I'd say I was like 7 or 8 around that time. Um, let's pull it up. All Game of the Year winners. There's an IMDb article which was the best thing to kind of look at that with. Each year, chronological order. Let's check out this. Okay, accept the cookies, that's fine. Okay, so before we get to this, there was still Game of the Year awards from other publishers and outlets, right? So that was, let me just put it up here. So from 2003 was Madden, 2004 was San Andreas, which is deserved. Resident Evil 4 2005, that's deserved. Oblivion in 2006, deserved. Bioshock 2007. I personally played Bioshock, but obviously much later after it came out, and I can say that it's a really good game. The original Bioshock, incredible. 2008 Grand Theft Auto 4, also really good. Grand Theft Auto, I think one of the best overall. 2009 is Uncharted 2, which was my favorite Uncharted of all time. I think from the cinematic aspect alone, it was stunning. Then we get to 2010. This is when I started getting a bit more hardcore into gaming. Red Dead Redemption had one. 2011, you're looking at Skyrim, which is so Red Dead 1, Skyrim are one of my are some of my favorite games of all time that I can play, till this day. Um, 2012 is The Walking Dead. 2013 is a bit controversial, but there's Grand Theft Auto 5 and there's The Last of Us. I think The Last of Us 1 deserved that instead. Not to say Grand Theft Auto 5 is bad or anything, but from the pure game standpoint, when you look at the thing as a whole, story and others, definitely, how would you say it, was a competitor to Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, when you go to 2014, Dragon Age Inquisition definitely deserved it there. I feel like it was one of the coolest RPGs that was around, like where it kind of combined somewhat turn-based combat, but with standard non-turn-based RPGs as well. I played a lot of Dragon Age 2, which was actually one of the worst ones, but to me that was a really stunning game back then. So when I played Inquisition, it was everything that Dragon Age 2 is supposed to be, but done 100% right. Then we're looking at The Witcher Wild Hunt. I'm sure this is the year that Fallout 4 also came out. I think Wild Hunt deserved it over Fallout 4. Not that Fallout 4 is bad, I just think from the leap from The Witcher 2 to 3 was just phenomenal, whereas the leap from Fallout 3 to 4 was good in terms of the gameplay and some mechanics, but overall I still prefer Fallout 3 over 4. Overwatch, I think this is a horrible pick for Game of the Year. This was 2016. I think Titanfall 2 should have gotten it. I personally love Titanfall 2. It's one of my favorite shooters of all time. Yeah, so that one was unfortunate. So Overwatch shouldn't have won it there. Um, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for 2017. Definitely. It was this or Mario Odyssey. Having played both Mario Odyssey, I didn't finish Breath of the Wild. I still have to finish it. I got my Switch somewhere here. I borrowed it. I borrowed the Switch from a friend, and that's where I played Mario Odyssey. And for me, I preferred Mario Odyssey at the time, but now looking back on it, and when I actually put time towards Breath of the Wild, I think Breath of the Wild 100% deserved each year. This was the Nintendo's year to like kill. Um, number This would be 2018, God of War, and all I can say is very competitive. Yeah, it feels like how this year was. You got God of War, you got Spider-Man, you got Red Dead 2. I personally feel Red Dead 2 should have won in terms of what it did because Red Dead 2, there's not many games can even hold a candle towards it. It's just too insane what they were able to achieve and accomplish in 2018 on Xbox One and PS4. You have to remember that. Still more graphically rich. The world is more lively than modern day games. So yeah, 2019. Can't remember much of what came out that year, but definitely think Sekiro deserved it. I played it much later after it came out, but Sekiro remains to be one of my favorite, I guess, shinobi type games or Japanese games. It's Sekiro always. Um, then this would be 2020, which is Last of Us Part 2. Hell no. No ways. This I was completely upset about because it's not that it's a bad game. I feel like it's was a repetitive type of message, the whole like cycle of revenge, it never ends. It just ruins everything for everyone, right? But Ghost of Tsushima came out this year. And you telling me that didn't win? That was a new game from a studio who didn't make a game like that before. They normally made Infamous only. Infamous and something, Sly Cooper, right? To make a game like Ghost of Tsushima graphically beautiful, um, story as well, combat, everything felt amazing there. So it's annoying that it didn't get more recognition. 2021, It Takes Two definitely deserved it. Having played this, I've had so much of fun with this game. It's been a phenomenal experience, a co-op experience, and I feel like once it's a type of game from what is it, Hazelight Studio. They make these type of co-op games that you have to play with someone. You have to play it. I don't care if you don't like multiplayer games, you don't like co-op games, you're gonna play like multiplayer shooters. That's the one of the best experiences I've had is playing It Takes Two, A Way Out, and Split Fiction. Play those all with different friends and had different experiences. But yeah, It Takes Two is truly good, especially if you like you're in a couple. Playing with your partner is bound to make you rage against one another, but definitely is good. 2022 Elden Ring definitely deserved it. Ragnarok also came out this year. I have played both of those games, 100%ed both of those games. I think that overall, because Elden Ring was newer and fresher in terms of the what it did with the normal Souls formula, it was stunning. Everything about it was stunning. It got me into playing Souls games. God of War Ragnarok, good story, good graphics, but it just felt like more of the same in terms of the mechanics. Yes, you get a new weapon in Ragnarok. The story obviously continues. Still a great game. Very good competitor for Elden Ring, but I think Elden Ring deserved it overall. Okay, now this year, I wasn't really worried, I guess. Not because it was, I didn't play much. I did play a lot. Actually, let me pull this up. Give me a second. This was 2023. So I don't really like co-op. I mean, a co-op turn-based game. So that's why I wasn't. I still didn't play Baldur's Gate 3, and because it wasn't on Game Pass, I wasn't gonna, force myself to play it. Um, yeah. So Game of the Year is the year I got my PS5. Um, so I was busy playing Spider-Man 2, a lot that year, which I really enjoyed as well. Um, but it wasn't given the award. It was quite, the story was quite bad. Very underdeveloped, undercooked, very safe story. They didn't take any risks when they decided to write up that game. Um, Alan Wake 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think you can argue that Tears of the Kingdom should have won because I also have that and I've been playing that a little bit. From what I've seen, yeah, stunning. But I guess because it's the same thing where it comes in like Elden Ring versus God of War Ragnarok. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom does better on what Breath of the Wild originally did, but I think it didn't do enough to warrant it to beat Baldur's Gate 3. Alan Wake 2 is also a really good game. That's something I want to play, but I'm a bit too scared to play it because it is a horror game. Yeah, let's go back to this. Then last year, this was actually a surprising year. Let's pull up the yeah. I'm getting the nominees up in the meanwhile because I can't remember too much. Okay, so there's Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. Played that, loved it. One of the best DLCs expansions I've ever played in my life. Um, Better than all of Dark Souls 2 expansions. Not to say that those were bad, those were very good. That's why I'm comparing it to that. I think Dark Souls 2, even though the game itself was bad, the expansions and the DLCs were really, really good. Balatro also got nominated, which was weird because you don't see a card-based game getting nominated for Game of the Year anytime. Balatro took the world by storm actually. A lot of people got hooked on it. You can't put it down. So I completely understand that. Then we had Black Myth Wukong. Now this is the questionable thing, right? A lot of people felt that Black Myth Wukong deserved Game of the Year for that year, and I'd say that yeah, it is a good game, but it didn't do different than other Souls-like games in my mind, right? So I didn't feel it was very much different than things I played. Like I played Wulong, Fallen Dynasty. I played Neo 1, Neo 2. Um, yeah, so I felt like it wasn't too extravagant for me, and I wasn't too jammed in with the combat as well. So that's why for me, I'm not saying it didn't. It's not a good game. It's a very good game, but as for winning Game of the Year in that year, I don't think so. Then there's Metaphori Fantasio. I don't really play much anime games, so um, yeah. And then there's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Never played a Final Fantasy before. I don't think I ever will. It's not my type of game. But even for that, you have to think about it like um, how do you say it? You have to think about it. I think it's. I don't even know how to like know what Final Fantasy goes where because I feel there's Final Fantasy 14, then there's Final Fantasy X, then I don't know what's going on. There's Rebirth, then there's this and that, and it's just really confusing to me, and then that's why I don't really vibe with it much. Yeah, and then Game of the Year was Astrobot, which I think 100% deserved it. Extremely fun game. Did things different, fully utilized that PlayStation 5 controller to the maximum capabilities. Made you feel like platformers weren't dead because platformers most of the time they don't do too well. Like if you look at the last one I played other than this would have been like Crash Bandicoot or something. But Astro what I think did a phenomenal job every aspect. Story wise, I'm not too sure I remember what the story was of it, but it's a game that does a lot without saying a lot. Whether it's the visuals, the audio, the feeling of the controller, the haptics, the feedback, it did everything very, very well. So that's why I think it did deserve that. And I was actually surprised but happy because I feel like that's what we should put out there. We shouldn't like Game of the Year shouldn't have to be this big massive game that's just open world and that's it. Open world and have some flashy combat or some flashy scene and that's it. Because in that case, if that's the only games that are winning game of the year, then that's not good for competitors, not good for the business at all, because it kills off um, risk taking and ideas, fresh creative ideas. Yes, Dragon Age. Oh, then there they have other things. Dark Souls 2 came out this year. Nah, also gotta win that. Middle of Shadow Mora, really good game. Really, really good game. I think that it had a mechanic called the Nemesis system, if I remember correctly, which has never been replicated before because they patented it and they kind of killed it off. So Warner Bros. Very angry with you for that, but okay. Witcher 3, yeah, Fallout 4. Oh, Bloodborne also came out this year. That could have been a good contender, but then again, the difficulty spike must have been a lot for people back then. I think after Elden Ring came out, a lot of people now can handle Soulsborne, but beforehand, not many. I mean, I myself couldn't. I needed Elden Ring to realize that you can. Metal Gear Phantom Pain also very good. I think yeah, this year was a very good year. Mm. Yeah, this I'm still very disappointed with this year because you go in and you look at the potential winners. You had Doom, which was this is the 2016 Doom, which was also very, very good game. Inside the indie game, but yeah, that's the indie. It's short, but it's one of those games that make you think and question stuff a lot. Also very good Uncharted 4, Thieves, and even this I think should have. I think any individual one of these should have won over Overwatch in that year. And in 2017, yeah, I know PUBG is here. I've not heard about PUBG in a long time. Horizon Zero Dawn, pretty vanilla Far Cry type game. Not much more, you know. Um, Mario Odyssey and Zelda were the two competitors. That's why I said this was Nintendo's year because they own both those games. So either way, they're winning. 2018 God of War. Yeah, I'm salty about this. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Monster Hunter World. No, I definitely think those didn't deserve anything. Celeste, though. Celeste is an extremely cool Metroidvania. Unique, but I don't think it had enough to win Game of the Year or anything like that. Sekiro definitely deserved it over. Yeah, I mean, this year wasn't anything too grand. Fighting game nominated, so that could have been cool if it had won. Control also not a bad game, but I don't like it as much because I feel like I got bored playing it. I not to say it's a bad game, it just wasn't for me. Resident Evil 2, that was a remake. So the Outer Worlds 1 got nominated, which I think it was a bit buggy and it wasn't too coherent. That's why it didn't win. Yeah, this I'll forever be salty about. I mean, there's Doom Eternal as well. There's Hades. There's three games that you can argue are already better than Last of Us Part 2. And they still chose Last of Us Part 2. I'm not sure. I mean, I know why. Don't want to say why, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not too good. 2021. I think Deathloop is good. Ratchet and Clank Crypto Part also very good game. Resident Evil Village also good. I think in that year for me it would have been It Takes Two versus Resident Evil Village because I also enjoyed Village a lot. It encased everything that 4 did it a bit better. Well, not did it a bit better, but did similar things, but in a good way that made it feel still fresh and not just like a copy of 4. This was also a tough year. Plague Tale Requiem, very underrated game. I think actually this year was actually very good as well because other than God of War and Elden Ring beating each other up for Game of the Year, you had Plague Tale Requiem, which story-wise was, it was, I don't even know what to say. It's amazing, stunning. Horizon Forbidden West, more of the same of Horizon. Stray, indie game, did very well. Eager to play that as well eventually. God of War Ragnarok. Obviously, you had to fight with Elden Ring, which is unfortunate. In different years, there'd be their own Game of the Years, but came out in the same year, Baldur's Gate. Yeah. So I would have said Tears of the Kingdom or Alan Wake 2, if not Baldur's Gate 3. Like I said, not a fan of turn-based games, but quite a good game. In terms of what you can do, you have full on free will in that game to do anything. Then we go to last year, which was the following. So, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth is a DLC. I don't I don't think it could have won Game of the Year because it's a DLC, but appreciate the nomination nonetheless, because I think even for DLCs we need to make sure that we are supporting and acknowledging DLCs that actually contain things that people want or actually give you a DLC experience in terms of value for money, because you can buy, like if you're buying in-game items in some games, right, like multiplayer games, you'd spend maybe half or close to a similar amount you'd spend on this DLC, and it's just a cosmetic item, versus getting a whole new section of the game, a whole new story, different items, different bosses, different experiences, and you could kind of go between, you could use your item from the normal game here and vice versa. So that was also very, very good. And yeah, that's all the game of the years up until this point. Very excited for this year. I hope that going forward, we can, let's, yeah, let's see if we can go to the official page now. Let's pop open this. I think they do that for bot voters. Is it not working? Is it PC? Is what for PC? I'm using my PC to stream, but I'm using my Xbox to view stuff. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is all right. Probably has a lot of traffic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people are already ready to vote. So that's quite good actually, that people are excited about it. So yeah, for ongoing, I think Rivals could be cool, or for Helldivers 2 to win. I know No Man's Sky has been nominated and has won so many times that at this point it's like, it's whoever wants to get best ongoing game has to go against No Man's Sky, which is also very weird because when you think about No Man's Sky, you're looking at what you call it? You're looking at a game that launched in a terrible state but became something completely different. Best performance, obviously we got the boy Charlie Cox as Gustav, who is also Daredevil. So damn. Mobile games, I don't play those. Art direction, yep. They even put a picture of Expedition 33. So they know. They they already know what they want to win as well. I think like Yotai also has a very good art direction. Um, yeah, the fact that you could screenshot at any point in that game and it felt like you have a wallpaper that you can put on anything was absolutely perfect. Score and music, obviously a lot of different ones, all would be good, but I still think Clear Obscure's music would win just because of impact, especially. Um, Best audio design, I think maybe Ghost of Yotei can win this, because I think in terms of the utilizing the controller, the sound effects of the different things when you're interacting with it, it just sounded amazing no matter what you did. Movie adaptation, I have honestly no clue about what would win here. Maybe Devil May Cry, maybe Until Dawn. No, I'm pretty sure Devil May Cry will probably win. Narrative, then again, I think Expedition 33. Definitely. This is Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 is a very confusing game. For those that don't know, it's extremely confusing, but um, it is a good game. It's just not for me. I don't really like the gameplay of it. Um, Games for impact. I have played South of Midnight only, and that was quite good. Best community support, yeah, I'd say it's probably gonna be No Man's Sky again. But Helldivers 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are also good choices. Uh, there's Arc Raiders, yeah. So definitely Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6. In fact, all of these games have a chance of winning, but I'm not sure about Night Train so much because I don't think as many people have played it because it's limited capabilities. Because it's only like on consoles, you can only play, it's not cross-platform, and yeah, and then it didn't launch too well because it only launched with solo or trios, but then some people only had Duo to play with. So Peak, I've seen some funny stuff on Peak. There's actually a lot of those Steam indie games, even Repo and stuff like that. Those were really good multiplayer games. I wish they could also receive the award or a nominee at least. Who is watching me? What's up? Hey, I remember you. Thanks for stopping by again. Um, Best independent game. Yep. When you have these three, it's like how do you compare that to anything else? You know, it is all indie games, but obviously because this one is here. This Expedition 33 is here. It's gonna win, definitely. Same with debut, Expedition 33, probably. I wish this patch would get a bit more recognition because from what they were able to do with, I think, ex Telltale devs, it was stunning. It did everything Telltale did, but a little bit better because of the variations of endings you can get and stuff like that. So, very good. AR VR game, don't know much. If I did have a VR, I would be able to try a few of these, but fortunately I don't. Content Creator of the Year, no idea. Most anticipated. All of these games are gonna rock the show when they come out, definitely. Not too sure about 007. I do like Hitman 3, but based on what I saw is some shady gameplay in terms of the frames and the performance, and I think it's not gonna run too good at first, or maybe they're sorting it out now, so which is great, but it's also an exciting game to be looking out for. Resident Evil is Resident Evil. Going back to the OG horror roots, making it feel extremely fearful. It's called GTA 6 is. I'm not gonna have to say anything. Witcher 4, good. Marvel's Wolverine. That's one of my most look. I mean, one of my most anticipated games for next year is Wolverine. I'm a huge superhero nerd, so yeah. Action adventure. I definitely think it should be Ghost of Yotei, or maybe Silksong could do something. Or see, I don't know about Death Stranding being much of an action adventure game, so that could also get something going. Best RPG, I think it's between these two, but I think that Expedition 33 would win it, yeah, because it doesn't make sense for it to be Game of the Year and not win in RPG category. Fighting, yeah, I don't know. I think next year would be a good time to test out the fighting games because they're gonna have the Marvel fighting game and then the Invincible versus fighting game, which will also be good. Action, Doom would be my pick. Maybe Hades too. I have played it, but definitely Doom. Battlefield 6, campaign wise, I don't think so. Put Battlefield 6, yeah. Um, yeah, I haven't used accessibility features, so I can't comment on that. Family game, I think all of these are good nominees. I think Bonanza might take it depending on what that multiplayer was like. And the couch co-op, some strategy, no idea. Sports racing, also no idea. Esports, nope, don't know. Sports athlete team, game direction. Yeah, yet again, I think it has to be Expedition 33. Over all of these are phenomenal games, even for Game of the Year. It has to be Expedition 33. All of them honorable, but um, Expedition 33 is gonna sweep the board, no doubt. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Any other questions or anyone wanna say some final stuff before we close it out? Close out the stream. question from me. What's the question? Best horror game I played? Outlast 1. That one there caused trauma. It caused a lot of trauma. Outlast 1 is something else. It was, I guess, not knowing exactly what the game was about and playing it, because with like Resident Evil, you know what you're kind of getting. Most of the horror game, Alan Wake, you also know what you're getting. That's psychological more so. Resident Evil is more horror, as in horror elements like zombies and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Outlast, the first Outlast, scared me properly. Dead Space 1 also was terrifying to me when I was younger. Remember, any questions you guys have to pop it in the chat. Just chilling here for a bit. Enjoyed any of the FNAF games? Yep, I used to love Five Nights at Freddy's when it first came out because it was a horror game, but it wasn't so much exploring around, but it was more like, say, more action based, like defensively action based, where you're focusing on, how would you say it? Where you focused on getting a routine. So mechanically, you had to be good at that game. So I really enjoyed it at first. I think the first four were really good. After four, then I stopped playing any of the games. I mostly played 3 or 4. I remember it was in that guy's room, had some active jump scares. Yeah, 4 was really good as well. That one I think was the one that scared me the most because the way the characters looked in the fourth one were much more terrifying as well. So those jump scares felt a bit more. You'd feel it in your chest sometimes because those things look freaky. Because it was, I think that the child that you're playing with in number 4 was technically in a coma, was having a nightmare about all the animatronics because one bit him on his head. I think the Freddy bit him on his head and he went into a coma or something like that. Yeah. Oh, there's Five Nights at Freddy's 2 coming out next year, I think. That will also be a game that will be and probably a nominee. Nominee. Will be a nominee for best adaptation alongside Fallout Season 2. Yeah, but I still think Fallout Season 2. I think the directors know exactly what they're doing in that. Especially the fact that you had to pay so much more attention to the audio cues that added the jump scares. Okay, so when it came to Five Nights at Freddy's, in the first ones, you didn't have to fully have your like headset on, or you didn't have to have the volume high. They force you to put it high because you need to hear the footsteps. You need to hear the noises. You need to hear like the running on the left or the right, but the stairs behind the door, the walking away. So they force you to put your headphones on and put it loud so you can actually hear those things. And that's why number 4 was the most terrifying because you didn't have a choice in volume. If you wanted to actually succeed and pass the nights, you had to hear the footsteps. There's no way around it. So that's how they kind of not conned people, but that's how they got you to fully engage with the game and actually get scared. So yeah. Check in the closet too for the fox. Oh yeah, nah, that was it. And then you had to you had to look behind to see the teddy bears. Like if there was a lot of teddy bears, then you weren't checking enough. Then I think it was the Golden Freddy or something with jump scare you from behind. So you couldn't even like you had to look forward in the closet, back, left door, and right door, and you had to. Ugh, no, it's like that's why you have to have a rhythm going. So like, okay, check here, check close, open, check close, open. This one thing, and you have to keep going in your stage of rhythms. Because outside of there being jump scares, like the characters felt freaky. I don't know why they this okay not I know why they decided to, but what made it more scary is because it was in a house setting, and you're probably sitting in your own house playing this game on full volume. So with all of these being said, you're gonna rarely get scared. Because also you wouldn't rarely play it with someone else in the room, right? Because then if you scream, you like, you get jump scared or you scream or you like smack your screen away or something like that, people are gonna think there's something wrong with you if they don't know what you're actually doing. Okay, I think I'm gonna close out the stream now. Thank you for everyone that did join in. Appreciate you all. I will be uploading this as a video on the channel. I stayed over with some friends and we took turns playing it alone in the dark at around midnight. Yeah, I remember doing that. We did that in school with the laptops for IT classes. We used to say that we brought our laptops to program, but we used to play games in the back of the classroom. And when we actually screamed and jumped, it was nah. Get shouted at. Yeah, no. Playing alone in the dark, no. I wouldn't do that. That is terrifying. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll be uploading this video on the channel. We'll make sure to how would you say it? Cut and edit it a little bit so it's not too long. So if ever you wanna check into this or any new guys wanna see it, or see what the reactions were to the Game of the Years and having discussion about it. It was good to hear your insight on all these games. You really know your stuff. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I've only been doing it like all my life. Yeah. So, um, we will be probably streaming that, but then again, it might be odd times for people. So I will stream, but on top of streaming, I'll just probably save that as well as a video on the channel, so people that didn't get to watch the stream can watch it in their own time. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting award show, and this will be 11th December, I believe. So yeah, excited to catch you guys then, and until we see again, take care, guys. And